take you live to the Capitol in Austin, where lawmakers could pass a major camp safety bill today. It comes after dozens of campers were killed in those floods over July 4th weekend down in central Texas.
Natalie Haddad in studio with us this morning, and this has been labeled a top priority for this special session, but there's a bit of pushback. What's going on?
Yeah, by the time lawmakers returned to the Capitol the first time this summer, deadly flooding had already taken its toll in central Texas. So lawmakers' assignment was to pass laws to prevent another tragedy. So Governor Abbott called for action on these flood-related pieces of legislation. You see things like camp safety, the flood warning systems, emergency communications, even flood relief, disaster prep and recovery. Now today, the Senate is expected to approve the camp safety bill you saw on that list, but camps along the floodplains are giving some pushback. There are 3 Kerr County camp owners who wrote to state leaders saying a ban on cabins in flood zones would force costly rebuilds. That is what the camp safety bill calls for. It would cost millions of dollars on top of repairs, according to these camp owners, that they've already made. Now, still families who lost loved ones are demanding change. The floods killed more than 130 people, including 25 campers and 2 counselors at Camp Mystic while they slept. Families say stronger safety rules could have saved lives. In fact, when grieving families spoke directly to lawmakers, they said much of the tragedy could have prevented if camps and officials had taken action sooner.
Okay, so here we are. Lawmakers had several flood-related bills to tackle. We've talked about that. Do they even have time to finish these?
You know, the second special session ends on September 13th. And as recently as last week, Governor Dan Patrick said publicly that he wants lawmakers to be out of the Capitol as soon as today. So if that happens, some of these flood bills we saw on that list we just showed you will not pass, and that is unless Governor Abbott calls lawmakers back to the Capitol for a 3rd time this summer.
I know families would like some action. Thank you, Natalie.